Nityanandam. Hi, this is Ma Nitya Ovyananda, and by the grace of His Holiness, Paramahamsa Nityananda, I'm here to talk to you again about inner awakening, the avatar, and Maha Sadashivoham. See, I was thinking today, this is why I came. Somebody was telling, we were recalling how Swamiji said in 2012, how basically scientifically the way he said it is the magnetic field of the earth was going to be less during the period of those few years, 2012 through 2016. And because of that, our thoughts would have less of a pull on us, because actually thoughts have weight, they actually have matter. It's very minuscule, but it's the truth. So if the magnetic field is a little less during that time, your thoughts will not be such a pull or such a torture on you, because that's what basically leads us always away from ourself, our inner space, our true self. It always takes us from connecting inside with our divine to our mind and what's outside of us, those thoughts. So because there's such a torture, if you actually sit there and write down for like even 3 minutes, write down everything you're thinking of, you're going to see how none of it's even connected. Your thoughts aren't even connected. You notice you just jump around. Oh, this person said this to me. And, oh, remember the time I did that? And, oh, I wonder why that person said this. And, oh, remember I went shopping the other day and I saw that color yellow sweater? I mean, your thoughts continuously are jumping around, and no wonder, we are basically all a little nuts, I have to say. Because who wants to live with a mind like that? Anyhow, so during this period of time, Swamiji was saying, during Samadhi, he was seeing how this is the case, that the magnetic field of the earth would be less, and so the thoughts would be less of a pull and lighter on us, so that we actually at that time have a chance to advance, to even reach enlightenment, or to at least advance a little bit higher in basically the state that we're in. So many of us devotees and disciples around the world, we've attended many of Swamiji's programs during that time, and we've experienced some amazing things and some amazing transformations. Because without those programs and experiences that I had alone, I don't know where it would be. First of all, I don't know where it would be if I didn't come to Swamiji. I'd still be really the same old person, I'm pretty sure. Even though I was meant well and I wanted to try to change, it was very difficult. And so with Swamiji, just his enlightening space and being and initiation, that's what's gotten me through and out of the really sort of depressive life I was living. I was just realizing how I had that cognition, that sort of giving up cognition, saying no to life, kind of being resistant to things. It's a deep thing, and it's still a little bit there. I'm still working through some of that. But imagine all of the other things that I also had, all of the other rotten apples, so to speak, that were in my tree, or around my tree, that I got rid of entirely. So now we're down to like these bare few things that are still kind of plaguing me a little bit, that I'm working through. But by His grace and teaching and me getting the understandings and completing, I can then also understand what other people are going through in the same situations. So from having like a mountain of things to being down to a small hill, it's quite a relief and a blessing. But I digress. The thing is, with that period from 2012 to 2016, now that time is over. It culminated basically during the time last year when we went to the Kumbh Mela. It was a historic Kumbh Mela. It happens every 300 years, where 2 Kumbh Melas happen year back to back, and the way the planets were aligned. Jupiter, which is the Guru planet, was there also. So it was a super powerful time, and we had a huge program where like at least 3,000 people plus 2,000 devotees came. We had about a total of 5,000 people in our Kumbh Mela camp. So Swamiji conducted the program there, and we had our camp running for over 1 month. We had all these people living there, and it was the biggest camp in Kumbh Mela. It was very amazing. So anyway, the process started there, introducing us to the powers of Sadashiva as revealed in the Agamas. So it started there with the initiations into those powers. And now today, you see how people are manifesting powers within the first 2 days of the inner awakening. Back then it was taking days and days for people to get it. Now Swamiji is able to initiate people, and within a day even, they're all getting it. I'd say 1 or 2 days, 100% of people are getting it. 100% of people are getting it. So they're either blindfold reading, moving matter with their third eye, so not touching anything, but moving a coconut with their third eye, being able to body scan, so diagnose people what's going on, what is the source of it, giving them diagnostics of how they can fix it. In giving them diagnostic, meaning tell them what completion process they have to do, or if they have to do some meditation or some yoga practice, something like that will come to them. The answers will be revealed by Swamiji and Sadashiva within their space. And so much success is happening. I mentioned blindfold reading, body scanning, and remote viewing. So I can sit here, let's say, with somebody from Italy. Never met this person in my life. I'm sitting with them. They are able to tell me what my child home looked like, what my childhood home looked like. And even now, getting into the space of what is like one of your loved ones look like and what are they wearing now, let's say. And we can call them and find out that it's true, that it's actually the case. So these kinds of remote things. And what is important about this? There's a couple important things. One is what it does to a person, a being. See, when Swamiji initiates you, opens up your third eye, and you begin to manifest the powers, the Shaktis of Sadashiva, that does so much to your inner space, that does so much to your self-confidence, who you are. Because all of us carry a little bit, if not a lot, of self-doubt, self-hatred, and self-denial. If you look at everything you do that makes you feel negative, you trace that back, and you feel something, I'm stupid, I'm unworthy, I'm this, that, this. You actually, many people have at least one thing that they'll say to themselves over and over again. And let's pay attention to that, because that is not a truth about you, but you somewhere you develop that cognition about yourself. So imagine with these powers, see, Patanjali talks in the Yoga Sutras about siddhis, which is something that you get with spiritual practice, or like tapas. But those siddhis are just powers, basically. So they may come and go, and they're just connected basically to doing a certain process and moving a certain energy. But with Shaktis, what Swamiji is giving us, that is an actual connection with him. It's called Shaktipat. So you basically get into that space, that feeling connection with him. Because all of us who have met Swamiji at least have one glimpse and experience of a connection with him. Whether it's a feeling of love, gratitude, or a deeper connection, an energetic connection, some connection, something happens to us when we think about him or when we see him. And holding on to that feeling and connecting to that space inside you, that Shaktipat, that is where the power comes from. It comes from that space of oneness with the Guru, oneness. So with oneness, you can never go wrong. It can never be evil, or it can never be bad. Because if you go away from that space of oneness and you go into some dark place, you're not going to be able to manifest that. Because being in oneness with Sadashiva, being in oneness with His Holiness Paramahamsa Nityananda, the Avatar, that is a space of pure consciousness, pure love and compassion. So there is absolutely only positive things there. So that is the only way you can actually manifest these powers. So what I'm telling you and proposing is that it not only helps you on a level of your own personal self-esteem and your own issues, it all helps you get out of diseases or low cognitions you're having. So why do we need to then go to a doctor? You don't need a psychologist anymore. You don't need to take some pills for depression. You just come and you get the initiation into Shaktipada. Wouldn't it be a relief? And even if you're on some pain medication and you come and you meet Swamiji and you get initiation and you tell him about this and you get healing directly from his hand, you don't need to take medicine and go to doctors anymore. Isn't that a relief? Wow, that's so cool, I think. So many people are on antidepressants. They can't even get out of the bed without taking a pill. It's terrible. People shouldn't live that way. You guys are too awesome and too beautiful. The human race is wonderful. And it should be living in a high state of bliss and creativity and love. And all the arts should be performed. And things should be moving in a beautiful, creative way. Why are we suffering with these pills that are just dulling us, dulling our mind and keeping us like robots? Let's move out of it. And when you're manifesting these powers and you're being in that space with an avatar, in that divine space with the consciousness, super consciousness, divinity, you're in a blissful state. It's an actual physical, mental, emotional, all of those things are in that state. And it's a beautiful state, because when you're in that state, you cannot even get mad about anything. I'm telling you. It's beautiful. You're laughing and smiling, and even if somebody you thought you hated before, you can't even imagine why you hated them. Really. I've experienced this. It's amazing, and it's a beautiful thing. So imagine what your life would be like. You don't have to be on any medications, and you have a great feeling about yourself and a great understanding about the world, and you can manifest what you want in your life. What a beautiful thing. You should be in charge of your life, not somebody else. The media shouldn't tell you what to do. Society shouldn't be telling you what to do. Some doctor who doesn't even know your body, just met you, shouldn't be telling you what pills and what chemicals to put in your body that's going to harm you. You should know what it is, and you should be able to take control of yourself. That's what it's about. So, please, go to innerawakening.org, sign up for Inner Awakening, and come and meet the avatar, His Holiness Paramahamsa Nityananda. And I urge you to come to Maha Sadashivoham, because that is like the culmination of all of the programs he's ever done. It is going to be amazing. And on the 26th and 27th of August, you can actually come to an initiation into that. It's a 2-day workshop, so you can get a taste of that. So if you're all a little apprehensive about coming to a program you've never heard of, please sign up for the 2-way video conferencing webinar that's going to be happening the 26th and 27th. There's centers and temples around the world in the United States, Europe, India. Find out where the one is nearest to you. Drive there, go there, do it. Do this 2-day program. Just even from long distance, you can see the effect and the connection you can have with Swamiji just through the TV. That's how I met him. So you will understand what I'm talking about and why I'm telling you to go to the 3-week program in December. It is going to be spectacular, and it's going to be the best thing that you can do for your life and for yourself. So please sign up now. I'll include the links in the field below. So check it out, and I really hope to see you there. If you have any questions, and if you do sign up for the program, just give me a little note, a little comment, so I can see how you enjoyed it. Thanks very much for watching. Nityanandam.